having a precious resource, you're gonna treat it a whole lot better than you would if you were able to put $50 into an account and scale it all the way up and grow really quickly. Like if you take the time, you save $1,000, you're gonna treat that $1,000 like it's $1 million. You're gonna be very, very careful. You're gonna be very conscious about the move that you make. You're gonna make sure that you follow all of your rules so that you are mindful of the risk that you are taking. Hey, my name is Casey Jackson, and I'm a registered commodity trading advisor with the National Futures Association. Welcome to my corner on YouTube. On here, I make videos showing how I approach the market and my technical analysis, and then I also share tips and tools about navigating these Forex streets. In today's video, I really just want to talk about how I would approach Forex if I was starting all over. Now, I made a video about this a few months back, and a lot has transpired and happened over the past 6 or 7 months in the Forex industry. So if you've been under a rock or if you are new to the space, if you live in the United States, prop firms are pretty much a no-go right now. There are some prop firms that will allow you to trade. However, I just want to be transparent with you. It is up to you to decide if you want to continue to pursue them or not. But under the regulatory authority, I just learned in the last few months that prop firms in the United States are not legal. And so that is why I have stopped promoting prop firms, because like I said, I just learned myself all of the red tape, all of the guidelines, and what is and what isn't allowed in this space. So I did this video a while back, and I talked about how I would approach learning to trade Forex if I was new to this space. Now, prop firms, they were great, right? It allowed traders to be able to realize profits that they likely wouldn't have seen as quickly on their own personal accounts. And they did that simply by giving you access to more capital in order to trade. I advised back then that people should look into prop firms. I thought it was a great way to get up and get started. I would be a little bit upset if I learned the skill set, if I traded the account, and then for some reason, there was no guarantee that I would get my money. I have friends who have gone through it. I have family members who have gone through it. And it's not a good feeling at all. So I strongly encourage you guys to work on building your own personal account as well. If you choose to continue to trade a prop firm account, that's fine, but also grow your own stuff. So I talked about it in another video where I advised that you should be growing a small account of your own as well, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be small, but my thought process is, for those of you guys who are working and contributing to a 401k, treat it just like that. Put $25, $50, $100 every paycheck into it, whatever you can afford, and continue to grow that account. The US brokers that are operating, they only allow like a minimum of $200. So put the money aside in an account, and when you get to the minimum threshold, deposit that into your brokerage account as you continue to grow in this space. I said it before, I will be trading until I can't see or my hands can't work. So that means that this is a lifelong commitment for me, and I look to grow in this space. I look to build in this space, and I think that's the attitude that we should be taking. It's funny, I get comments from people and they're like, I came in too late. Like, you didn't come in too late. There's just some changes that are happening, and honestly, my opinion is for a lot of traders who are taking prop firm challenges, you have to pay that upfront fee for a lot of firms, and then there's a lot of people who don't pass. And so I honestly think that long term, that this is really good for traders. For those who were super successful with the accounts, who were making money and who were profitable, obviously they're going to have a different opinion. But for the majority of people who are learning how to trade or learning how to master this space, I think it's a good look. You know, one of the things that we talk about is that discipline is highly important in this space. And I think that what's happened over the past couple months gives people the opportunity to exercise that muscle. You know, we all scream discipline, 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 but if we never have an opportunity to build that discipline, what are we really doing? My advice is going to be, in the current environment that we're in, you have to have discipline, and you have to have rules that you follow when you're deciding what to execute on and what not to execute on. So the most important thing, I believe, well, there are two most important things. The two most important things I believe that you will need in order to be successful in trading Forex in this current environment, is, I harp on it a lot, is risk management. Now, I do have a tool that you can use. However, I think people need to understand how to do this math by hand so that you don't have to depend on a calculator. You can be anywhere in the world. You can figure out what size position you can take based on the setup. I will do another video where I break it down exactly step by step. I'm gonna give you the back end of the calculator, the step-by-steps. We'll write it out. We're gonna go through it. And I think you really need to master this part. If you can master this part, you can scale, you can grow, and you can build your account. That's one thing. The second thing is, I've made videos talking about marking up 26 different pairs. And for those who trade metals, those two, right? So I still believe that. I still believe it's worth it. And the reason that I say that, the minimum amount of money, I believe that if you're trading with a regulated US broker, you're likely going to need is $1,000. And I know that seems like a lot, but y'all be buying coffee, y'all be buying drinks, y'all be buying, you know, whatever it is that you buy. At this point, I think there's just a little bit of sacrifice that probably has to be made in order to make sure that you can reach that goal. And then I also think that having a precious resource, you're gonna treat it a whole lot better than you would if you were able to put $50 into an account and scale it all the way up and grow really quickly. Like if you save, you take the time, you save $1,000, you're gonna treat that $1,000 like it's $1 million. You're gonna be very, very careful. You're gonna be very conscious about the move that you make. You're gonna make sure that you follow all of your rules so that you are mindful of the risk that you are taking, right? So this plays again into the discipline, but I still believe that every trader should be marking up 26 charts. And no, you're not gonna mark them up every week because some of the plays are not gonna play out at the exact same time, but going through and looking to see what setup is going to yield you the biggest profit with the smallest risk. And I say do this for those of you guys, because I've gotten some messages and y'all are like, how are you trading 26? I didn't say I was trading 26 pairs. What I said was evaluate, because what it does is it gives you the opportunity to choose from lowest risk, highest reward setups. Because some trades, you know, I'll do videos on here and it'll take like 2 or 3 weeks for the trade to play out. But because I've gone through and I've looked at other pairs, I got another setup that I can get into for this week, so it's not lost. Like, so you just want to put yourself in a position where you're able to capitalize on market moves that are immediate, and then you have some long-term ones that you'll be looking out to as well. If you can trade a smaller account, you can absolutely grow it, scale it to something bigger. If you are interested in learning the math, how to do this, how to do it by hand. I'm not talking about a calculator. I'm talking about you looking at a setup, you looking at a pair, you understanding what the exchange rate is, you understanding what your stop loss is, you understanding the risk that you want to take on the account, and you understanding how to calculate, okay, I want 2% risk. I got a 25 pip stop loss. I got a $1,500 account. I need to be taking 50 cents, $1. You know, whatever it is that you need to be taking. I'm throwing numbers off my head just for the purpose of making sure that you guys understand what it is that I'm talking about. I want everybody to be proficient in that. If you can master that, you can grow your account. Now, I know there's still going to be those people who are still all about prop firms all day, every day. More power to y'all, okay? Definitely more power to you. But for those who want to take a more conservative approach or route, or may not want to risk what may be involved with regulation, then by all means, I encourage you to go ahead to click the link in the video description and to go sign up for the no-cost mini course. I will cover and I will discuss that in great detail, and then I'll make sure that you guys get the first link when I do the video on YouTube and break it down. I hope y'all are hanging in there. I hope y'all have not given up. This is not a lost cause. I hope that you continue to pursue and learn this skill set, because it can be extremely rewarding. And so I want to encourage y'all, keep with it, stay with the fight. It will, if you put in the work and you work the process will eventually work for you. So I appreciate you guys watching this video all the way to the end. Again, go to the link in the video description, sign up for the no-cost mini course. We're gonna break some things down about Forex there. I look to see y'all on the next video. We're gonna get back to the technical stuff soon enough, but I definitely wanted to pop on here and just kick it with y'all for a few minutes about my thoughts surrounding this. If I were starting over, how I would approach it given everything that's been going on over the past few months. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you have a phenomenal day.